Class 7. So I want to discuss the revision test or the classwork answers with you. Okay, please listen to me very carefully. So it was on chapter 2 motion and chapter 3 energy, right? So the first one was state the SI units of. You were given state the SI units of speed, then mass, then weight, then energy. Right? These four were given. You had to mention their SI units. Right? This was number 1. Now, notice. When I am writing the SI units, first of all, many of you have got it correct. Fine. Speed is meter per second. If you want to write in full, then meter per second. But you can write this. But many of you have written meter per second or meter per second like this. These are wrong. Don't start the unit with capital letter. It will be if you are writing meter, it will be, this one will be small letter. It won't be capital. Wrong. When can we use, even when you are writing meter per second, if you write it like this is wrong. Because in abbreviation we can only use the capital letter when we write the units which are after the name of any scientist. Okay? So, how will you write them? You will write it in small letter meter per second. Okay? Then mass, kg. In full it is kilogram. SI unit, mass is kg or kilogram. Again see, if you write it kg, that is in capital, or if you write kilogram starting with capital K, wrong. This is wrong, okay? If you are writing kilogram, then this should be small letter, or kg, this should be small letter, not capital letter, not capital, okay? Weight. Weight is, SI unit is Newton. Newton. When you write Newton, you cannot write like this. SI unit. If you write the name of the scientist that Sir Isaac Newton discovered this, then when you are writing the name of any person, then you are writing it in capital, that is okay. But while writing the unit, don't write it like this. It's written like this. Then when can we use the capital letter? Newton is named after the name of the scientist. Then, if I write in abbreviation, then it can be written as capital N. Now in this case, don't write small n. This is wrong. Okay? Either you write it Newton or capital N. Capital N. In short, it's capital N. Not this or not this. Then energy, it's joule or capital J in short. Again, it's named after the scientist. That's why in abbreviation it can be written like this. Again, don't write it like this. Just because you're starting, you have this tendency that whenever you write one word answer, then also you write the first letter as capital. But this is a very important thing, students. You have to learn this from the very basic stage. These are some standard rules which we need to follow while writing the units. You cannot just write on your own. Okay? Okay, these are the units which are writing. So we have to be scientific while we do so, right? So remember these things. This time I have not deducted any marks, but if you do it in exam, then I'll deduct. Okay? Fine. Next it was answer in 1 or 2 words, right? First one was motion of a boy sitting on a merry-go-round. So a merry-go-round will move like this. So what? I hope you have seen in a fair, right? Moves like this, a merry-go-round. So what type of motion? Circular motion. Number 2A, circular motion. Okay? 2B. So we have started with number 2. The distance traveled by an object in unit time is called what? Speed. Speed is defined by the distance per unit time. If I would have asked distance traveled by an object per unit time in a given direction, then your answer will be velocity. If there is no direction mentioned, then it's speed. Number C. Instrument used to measure the weight, spring balance. Spring balance. Common balance is used to measure the mass, spring balance for measuring weight. Don't write, it's preferable that you write the spring balance instead of weighing machine and etc. because it's a scientific instrument which has been asked. You need to give the answer, okay? Now, 2D. Among mass and weight, which one remains same everywhere? Mass. Mass is always constant. Wherever you go, if I go to the moon also, my mass will remain constant. If my mass is 50 kg on the earth, on the moon also it will be 50 kg. But what will change then? Weight. Weight will change. So if it is 60 Newton, on the moon it will be 1/6. So it will be 10 Newton. So which one remains same everywhere? Mass remains same everywhere. Mass does not change. Then number E. Name the transformation of energy that takes place when you ring a doorbell. You have a tendency in mentioning only, say, sound energy like this. But the question is, name the transformation of energy. That means energy is being converted from which form to which form. When you ring a doorbell, the doorbell works due to the electricity, right? Without electricity, the doorbell won't work. So, electrical energy to you ring a doorbell. So what do we hear actually? The sound. Sound is a form of energy. So electrical energy to sound energy. Okay. Number F. You have to mention the whole thing, okay? Name the transformation of energy when electric bulb is switched on. Electric bulb means, again it's running due to electricity. So electrical energy to bulb. So light energy. Electrical energy to light energy. Some of you have written electrical energy to light energy and heat energy. That is also correct. That's not wrong. Because after a bulb runs for some time, you will find that after some time, if you touch the surface of the bulb, you will find that it's a bit hot. Heat energy is also produced. So it's okay if you have written light and heat energy. Correct. Nothing wrong. Now number 3, you have to name the type of energy possessed by the following. First one, you are running to catch a bus. So what type of energy do you possess? Energy due to movement, so kinetic energy. Number B. You are sitting on top of your teacher's table in a classroom. So if you are sitting on top of a table, say in your classroom you have the teacher's table and you are sitting on top of that. That means you are sitting and also at some raised position from the ground. If this is suppose the table on which you are sitting, isn't it at a certain height from the ground? What type of energy will you now possess? Energy due to raised position. And what is that energy called? The energy possessed due to some raised position of an object is known as the gravitational potential energy. Can I write only potential energy? I can, but if I want to be more specific, because potential energy can be of two types, gravitational potential energy and elastic potential energy. So if I only write potential energy, how will I know what type of potential energy I mean? So it's better if you mention the full thing. Number C, a stretched bow. If you stretch a bow, due to change in configuration, what type of potential energy? Elastic potential energy. Okay. Now there was this question. I am walking on a road. I have been walking, say, from my home to an ice cream shop. Now, t equal to 0 means just I have started to walk. Okay. S is equal to 0 means I have started to walk. So fine. It's initially the displacement or the distance covered by me is 0. In 2 seconds, t equal to 2. That means when I reach there, 2 seconds have passed. In 2 seconds, how much distance have I covered? 10 meter. So in this 2 seconds, I have covered 10 meter from 0 to 10. Right? I have covered 10 meter. Again see, again in the next time interval, 2 minus 4 is 2 seconds again. Again see in the next 2 seconds, in the first 2 seconds, in the next 2 seconds, 4 minus 2, 2. In the next 2 seconds, what is the distance which I am covering? From 10 to 20. So 20 minus 10, how much? It is 10 meter again. Isn't it? So then I am covering equal distances in equal intervals of time along a straight line. So my motion is uniform motion. Not non-uniform, uniform. You may have confused with 0, 10, 20. Wait, let's find out what's the actual case. This means 10 meter in first 2 seconds. Again 20 minus 10, 10 meter in the next 2 seconds. So ultimately I am covering equal distances in equal intervals of time. So uniform motion. If suppose the question was like this, time is same. Suppose S is equal to say 30. That means in the first 2 seconds I have covered 10 meter, 10 minus 0, 10. In the next 2 seconds I have covered 30 minus 10, 20 meter. Then what will be my motion? Unequal distances in equal interval of time. So then it would have been non-uniform motion. This is the difference between uniform and non-uniform motion. Okay. So but in the question I have given you 20. So this was 10. My question was, is my motion uniform or non-uniform? It's uniform because see I am covering equal distances in equal intervals of time. Okay. Number 5 was answer the following. First one, name 5 different types of motion along with one example each. You can name the different types of motion like translatory motion, or you can say, if you mention, say, rectilinear motion, then if you give example of curvilinear motion or circular motion, rotational motion, then oscillatory motion, or say periodic or non-periodic motion. So you have so many examples, so many different types of motion, but some of you have given the names like uniform and non-uniform. But since I've asked you to give the 5 different types of motion with one example each, that means I am asking you to give the classification based on this type of things, not this, okay? I know this is also 2 different types of motion, but this is, since I've asked you 5 different types of motion along with one example each, so basically I'm asking you for this types of motion, okay? So if I ask you in this exam, you will give this type of points and any example, but give the correct examples. You have all mixed up the examples. So examples are there in your book. So just study the different types of motion with the examples, okay? Say if you give translatory motion, you can give any example from rectilinear, curvilinear and circular, because these 3 comes under the translatory motion, right? So then if you want to give, suppose you want to give rectilinear motion, you can write rectilinear motion and give any example from the book. If you write curvilinear motion, you can write circular motion, rotatory motion, oscillatory motion. Under oscillatory motion, if you want to write vibratory motion, that also you can write. Under repetitive motion, 2 types, periodic, non-periodic. So please follow the examples properly. I have already explained the examples in the class. So read from the book's examples. Don't mix them up and write in different like you are mixing up the examples and you are writing example of one in the another point. Some of you have written, say, merry-go-round, it's a type of rectilinear motion. This is wrong, right? You have the examples in your book. Examples I've explained in the classes, so write them, okay, properly. The next one which you had is, what do you understand by the transformation of energy? This also I've explained in the class. Transformation of energy means it is the conversion of energy from one form to the other form, provided the total energy remaining constant. State the law of conservation of energy also we have done. The law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be transferred from one form to the other. And the third part which you had, 1 kilocalorie equal to dash calories. So 1 kilocalorie, that will be equal to 1000 calorie. Okay. So I hope you don't have any confusion. If you want to ask me, you can ask me regarding the classwork. Okay.